It's Monday, March 11th, and I am sending you a message that I gathered from a dream I had. The dream is not literal. I looked at it more from a symbolical standpoint. So the dream goes, I was stuck in traffic. It was gridlock. It was back-to-back cars for miles. Everyone was stranded. For some reason, our cars stopped running. It seemed like there was no way out of this. There's no way of getting your car out of it. Everyone was getting hot, and people were getting irritated and bored. People started getting out of their cars, and people started talking and intermingling, and there were some cars that would pull out grills out of their trunk and started tailgating and barbecuing up hot dogs and hamburgers like you're at a big college game, and pulling out some pops and waters and beers, drinking. Some people put on music, and people were just hanging out and having a good time. And I remember standing there and looking around the crowd and thinking to myself, well, this is silly. Our destination is maybe 2 miles from here. Why are we just sitting still? Why don't we just walk to where we need to go? I mean, obviously nothing is changing anytime soon. We're just gonna sit here and hang out. Yeah, it seemed like a good time, but our destination was only 2 miles away. So I talked to my family, and my family was on board, and my family and I gathered our things out of the car and began to walk. It was a long walk. It was a hot day. But when we got to our destination and arrived, it was a beautiful house. We walked into the house. It was finished. It was beautifully painted, furnished, completely filled with food. Everything that we needed was inside this house. We shut the doors, locked them, and just relaxed. A little while later, in my dream, from, I guess, my third eye, or traveling from outside myself, I saw that the roads that we were currently on, there was a torrential downpour, and it flooded, and everyone's cars were underwater, and some people succumbed to the flood. People didn't know what to do. It was hard to move in. They were stuck, basically. And I realized it's not literal, it was symbolic of when you're in a place of stagnancy, and while it seems to be that you're having a great time, and yes, we're here to enjoy our time, but if you start getting this feeling in your gut that I should be doing something else, I shouldn't just be wasting my time all the time standing around doing nothing. Life isn't just about hanging out and socializing and drinking and partying and being stagnant, especially in the midst of crisis or in the midst of a situation that seems a little weird. You gotta hone in on your gut instinct and decide in that moment, either I stay and be oblivious, or I go. And in the past, maybe you were, I was, perhaps we were just oblivious to what was going on around us, and we were just having a good time, not knowing any better. But once you know better, and you still choose to stay and do nothing, then you're not helping yourself or anyone else around you. It's time to pick up and start moving, because the goal isn't that far. The destination is only a short way away. And once you get there, you're going to be that much safer, happier, relaxed, at peace, content. And if you can manage to take a few people along with you, they've decided to follow, even though they're oblivious and don't know any better, then good. But if they don't, sometimes you just have to let people learn things for themselves. Let them figure it out. Let them go through the situation that is happening in order for them to see the bigger picture. But if you're able to see the bigger picture prior to something happening, then why wouldn't you use your best judgment? Why wouldn't you decide to pick up and move yourself into a new location, or into a new path, or into a new career, or into a new mindset? What do you have to lose? I mean, if you want to, you can always turn around and go back and do nothing again. But for the time being, just keep moving forward. Something greater is coming for you, or you're coming for it. Something greater is at the end of your journey. It's going to open up more paths and more journeys. a wonderful morning.